welcome to Higher Education Post COVID 19 Perspectives from India. In this podcast, we will be providing you with a glimpse of the impact of the pandemic on the higher education sector in India. This series is presented to you by Participatory Research in Asia, an Indian based civil society organization. In this episode of the podcast series, we will be listening to Pooja Pandey, a young professional working in Delhi. As an associate fellow at Vidhi Centre for Legal Policy, she works on different themes pertaining to inclusive education. Pooja shares with us how policy implementers are addressing the issues of students coming from diverse backgrounds in the current context.
So the country is still somewhat battling to ensure health and social security needs during the COVID pandemic, and education has clearly taken a backseat somewhere on government's agenda. It would, however, be unfair to say that efforts are not in place to ensure continuity of education. In fact, the Ministry of Education has ensured and facilitated many options for continuing education via the digital means. It's impressive to see the availability of open source study materials, easy to use mobile phone apps, use of television and chat based apps like WhatsApp, etc., to ensure unfettered education. But these initiatives are not entirely inclusive and are not reaching uniformly to marginalized categories of learners in India. To give you some examples, there still remains a pervasive lack of vernacular study material to cater to linguistic diversity of learners. In addition, a considerable population of students in rural and vulnerable geographical areas still don't have access to digital technologies, smartphones, and even the internet. The argument also holds true for learners with disability who require accessible and adaptable technologies for their education needs. COVID 19 has thus highlighted how unprepared the country is to ensure a level playing field of education to all the socioeconomic strata of students, and it has, in a way, opened up an opportunity to bring in place a comprehensive action plan or a directive on inclusive education, which is equally conscious of the needs of marginalized population and ensures fair opportunity of learning to each and every student in India.